Hi YouTube, how are you today? It's Anneke Van Buren from Tampa, Florida. If you've never wandered this way before and you're wondering, what the heck am I doing here? Well, once a week I get together with my friends here and offer up a new cocktail in my cocktail series. And I also take the opportunity to model something. I'm a grandmother, several times older. I'm in my 70s. This is a big birthday year. And I don't believe that I need to look like I was put out to pasture. So I like staying young and vibrant, but still reasonable for my age. Although I live in a community where we dress however we want to, with no one looking down their nose. So I have a freedom in my daily life that a lot of people just don't have. And so sometimes I forget that not everyone in the outside world like you sees a granny walking down the street in an outfit like this. Just to be clear, outside of the gate, I don't dress like this. So what am I making today? I've been watching Anders on YouTube. He's a cocktail guru and looking for something new to make. And excuse me, it's allergy time here. And despite all the allergy medicines, I still have a little gook in my throat. I am making today a Delmonico Special. It's basically a cognac Manhattan, sort of. But this originated from Delmonico's in New York City. And if you don't know, it was considered the original upscale restaurant of its time, 1827. There wasn't that fine dining in New York City or probably anywhere in the United States until that time. And I think a version of this, if I recall him explaining, came about at that time. You can order a Delmonico, you can order a Delmonico 1, you can order a Delmonico Special at any of the Delmonicos around the country, and they could be a little bit different from each other. But this is the so-called original Delmonico recipe. So I'm starting first with an ounce of gin. I know. Here's my chilled glass right here. So I'm just going to set this aside. Let's do things maybe a little differently today. And next I'm going to add a half ounce of cognac. I have a little bar tray over here. I don't know if you can see it or not. In the other room, I'll kind of move the camera around, where I have the fixings for my Negronis and some of this, and things that are in my decanters, which is where my cognac is. I'm adding a half an ounce of cognac to this. As Anders says, this kind of smooths everything out and brings all the ingredients together. So I'm not the guru, he is. Then we have a half ounce of sweet vermouth. Now, if some of you are fans of vermouth, you know that there's different types. There's average grade and then there's better grades. And depending on what you like, what your taste is, you can change how this flavor is. And then a half an ounce of dry vermouth or blanc vermouth. Now, these can change too. And some of the higher end white vermouths make it a little creamier. But this is just an everyday vermouth. All right, so now I have all my ingredients in this glass. I'm going to stir them. I'm going to get nice and cold here. I probably used too much ice, so I'm going to do it this way. We want to get it chilled right now. The glass is, you can feel it already, the glass is cold. And this glass came out of the freezer. It doesn't last long. If you're going to use it, you're going to do it right away. Oh, one more thing. 2 dashes of bitters. For me, a couple more. I love my bitters. Come out of ginger ale. This always saves the day if you have an upset tummy. Did you know that? These are orange bitters. Not orange bitters, I'm sorry. These are Angostura. They're all kinds of bitters. And you might have difficulty unless you went to some place like Total Wine, finding all these different varieties. Usually your local liquor store, certainly not Walmart, are going to have these different types of bitters. So then we're going to strain this into my chilled cocktail glass. Okay, and there we go. Now, the size of this glass, I think I could have made double the recipe. What do you do next? Not done. Once again, the orange peel. I saw something cool that he did, and he had a little tiny clothespin. Let me show you. I'm not going to do this because I don't have the little tiny clothespin. See if I can get this here. See what's happening? This is the other side of this peeler. And it comes out, let me get this off of here, in long strips like this. And then he folds it over and clips it to the side of the glass with a little clothespin, little tiny clothespin. I think it's the coolest thing. I'm going to have to look around and see if I can find it. Of course, it's probably on Amazon. We all have varied thoughts about that, but if we need something, we can usually get it there. So I'm just going to take the other side of the peeler and do a long strip orange peel. I'm going to rub it around the edge of the glass, and then I want to take and twist it to express that orange oil out of there, and then put it in the glass. So let's see. A Delmonico Special. Oh, I like it. It's very good. And that's all I'm going to drink because I have to go to the gym this afternoon. And no more than that. Probably around 2 o'clock, so it's 11:32 here. I should be okay with one little sip. So that might be something new for you to try. So once again, it's 1 ounce of gin, a ½ ounce of cognac, a ½ ounce of sweet vermouth, a ½ ounce of dry vermouth, 2 dashes of bitters. Stir that in a glass like this. I suppose you could shake it, but don't tell any of the bartenders. Shaking it really dilutes down the drink. And that's not a terrible thing. If you want to have it a little more diluted, you certainly could do that. And then strain. I've had this thing for years. And then take a peel, orange peel, and rub it around the edge of the glass, and then twist it to express the orange oil. And voila. You have a Delmonico Special, or what's called a cognac Manhattan. So let me stand back and you can see what I'm wearing today. I just thought I'd wear something that was kind of fun. I'm going to bring my camera around here. I'm just going to move it right around the room, just like this. So there's a little more light and you can see a little bit more. So I'm going to walk over here into the living room. And I'm wearing a crop top. It's sheer. And this is a silk pleated mini skirt. I have on fishnet stockings. I told you it was a little crazy. in thigh-high boots. So let me turn around so you can see it. And I bought this skirt probably in 2004. Yes, it's 21 years old. When you pay for quality, it lasts. I think it's kind of cute and kind of fun. So I hope you've got a lot of fun things planned for this week. You're successful in business, you get a lot accomplished at work, around the home. But remember, we here in the United States have a tendency to put work first and everything else second. I am working at having more of a balance in life where there's time for leisure and time for fun and time for family and friends instead of just work. A lot of what Europeans and those in other cultures do. I think they're wiser and healthier for it. Okay, here's your one task for the day. Give someone you don't know a smile and a kind word. It'll change their day and do your heart good. Namaste, my friends. See you next week.